And plus one more
That's
advantage
right.
is,
Yeah.
your that maybe one or two features that's not really required, but I may explain some other features which are pending.
Mm-hmm. No worries. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So always on and cluster. Let Rajesh join. Always on and cluster. I need to find a way. The remaining log shipping, replication, mirroring. I can show it in my mission also, not a problem. But log shipping, sorry, always
Okay.
on and cluster. I need to build a Windows failure cluster. To build Windows failure cluster, we require three
Mm-hmm.
Windows missions. Three Windows missions we require. And also there should be
Okay.
a domain. There should be a domain. And Active Directory should be. That's very
Mm-hmm.
complicated. But in real-time projects and all, Windows cluster failure work is not ours. We are a DBA guys. Windows failure cluster will be taken care by Windows admins or infrastructure admin. I'll
Oh,
find out
okay.
some cloud servers and see if I can implement that mirroring and clusters. Rajesh join.
So
Yeah, yeah.
your voice is breaking, Giri.
Oh, is it? It's
Yeah.
Wi-Fi
Giri,
only.
yes.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Wi-Fi only.
Giri, yes. I saw there are some like Microsoft sites which offers free training for that. I mean, we can create on demand.
Yeah, yeah. That is Windows Flavor Cluster, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That is the WSFC. Yeah, they are providing free trainings. This is required, Windows clusters and Windows. These are all Windows only, not the database part. So when if you get a task to work on cluster, first you need to ask
No,
your
no.
Windows. Yeah,
Database part also there.
yes, that's true. Did I said it's not there? Did I said it's not there?
You said it's for the unit. I mean, the OS part only, right?
I'll explain you when it is coming to Windows failure cluster. Did Rajesh join? No, he's waiting. I think did he understand that no meeting today? Okay, this is Windows cluster failover. This is Windows failure cluster. Without this, you cannot implement SQL cluster. Without this, you cannot implement SQL cluster. So this is SQL 1, SQL Server 1, SQL Server 1. Under this, you have SQL cluster 2. So both are in a part of Windows clusters. So who will create Windows cluster? Admins needs to create. This required domain, this required Active Directory, these required three missions. The cluster 1 and cluster 2, two servers, SQL cluster 1 and cluster 2, two servers. Other one is Windows server, that is a cluster, Windows payload cluster. First one is Windows payload cluster. Under that, we can install SQL clusters. Okay, for this we require minimum 6 to 7 IP addresses. 7 IP addresses. Okay, Windows team will provide. And here also port number is this is different port number, this is different port number. Windows also will be having different port number. Okay, without Windows cluster failover, there is no point of SQL cluster. There is no meaning for SQL cluster. Even always on also. Now always on same behavior. The black color box, the big color box is called as Windows failure cluster. Internally, you are building, this is called as primary replica. This is always on primary replica. Now here is called as secondary replica. This is called as always on. I'll try to build my own servers in cloud. In local, we cannot build it because it requires 3 servers. In cloud, I'll try. You'll see that one. I need to sit one weekend. I need to work on it. Morning video is uploaded. What about yesterday video? It's uploaded? No, I uploaded later. Here is Rajesh. Rajesh joined. Okay. Okay, guys. So let me move on. So Khan, did you understand, right? First one is Windows failure cluster is required. Internal of that Windows failure cluster, we will work on, this is primary replica, this is second replica and always on. For a SQL cluster, this is cluster node 1, this is cluster node 2. Okay. So let me go on. So one of person in this team, they asked me to create a documents. I created it. I'll share these documents. You can read these documents if you have a time. And everything I created here, how to create a login, how to create user, how to create a databases. Everything I created in my own documents. I'll share it with these people, you, in the Google Drive. It's already there in Google Drive. I forgot to tell you. It's already there in Google Drive. The documents I uploaded here. So daily, based on the training, whatever I'm giving, based on that I'll upload here. Okay, you can download it. Now let's move on. So in this same paint, okay, the same paint. Let me, I don't want this. So I'm just going to spend some 3 to 4 minutes of time here. This is your Windows machine. This is your Windows machine. Either you Windows machine or Linux machine. Guys, one more thing, in latest version, SQL Server is compatible with Linux. So that's even nobody is using in outside. But if you want, Microsoft is providing training, I think so, for Linux. For Linux training, it's minimum 1 month is required, minimum. Max is how we are learning, how we are understanding. That is about our max. So under this, there is one SQL Server. Under Windows Mission, there is one SQL Server. I'll call it as SQL. This one I'll call it as SQL. SQL. Now SQL Server. Okay. Now login means, here I'm going to keep it one login. Sorry. Login means entire server level. It might be a Windows login, it might be a SQL login. Okay, SQL login and Windows login. Today Sunday, right? Lot of non-veg smell. Non-veg smell is coming from home. This is 2. This is server level. So I'm just going to keep it outside of the server, means it's a server level. Login means server level. So how many databases you will be having here? Just imagine you will be having number of databases here. And databases. Instead of server, you will be having databases. Database number one is Yamke, Giri, Yamke, Raja, Rajesh, underscore DB. This is one database. Another database is master, whatever it is. Another database is called as XXX underscore DB. Okay. Another one is, so login means they can able to access all the databases here. All the databases they can access. Okay. Try to understand. If it is not understanding, please stop me out. Okay, this is databases. Now user means I'm just going to draw only one database. Inside of that database, this is the logo of database. So user means he is only the part of database, part of particular DB. Okay, the part of particular database. Now login means it is a server level. They can able to access. If you grant a permission for that login, they can able to access to the SQL server. They can able to log into all the databases. Okay, this is called as login. SQL node 1 is a server. My login is called as admin. Admin is a login. I can able to see all the databases. Okay. Now user means he's a part of particular database. He's a part of specific to one database. Let me drag and put it in up. Okay, whether you want it for only either only one database or either only another database. But login means they are server level. If someone is asking you the difference between login and user, can you able to tell them? Login means server level, user means database level. So what are all the objects in the database it will be containing? Table is one object, stored procedure is one object, right? Functions, schemas, and anything is missing, you can see there. There are a lot of objects available inside of the database. See, views also there is one of the objects. Synonyms is one object. Stored procedures, where you will get it under the programmability. Stored procedures, functions, right? So these are all only one user can able to access to one database, but one login can able to access entire the databases. Okay. Now how to create it? Can I close this all windows? I saved this. I close this. I don't want to. I think this is the backup. So let me save backup script. Close all this. What is this? This also restore. I already kept it. So now let me go and create a new window. So now this is the server. Now, if you want to create login, expand the security. So this is the server. Okay. Expand the security. Under security, there is one folder called as logins. Okay. If you expand it, you can see how many logins are available. Under the security, there is a first word called it as logins. Click on it. Create new login. Now you have to enter login name, so that you guys know, right? There are two types. One is Windows login, the authentication types. Another one is SQL authentication. So Windows authentication means that user needs to be existed in Windows level. That user needs to be already created user ID in Windows level. Then only we can add that particular user here. I'm going to create one user for your sake, so that you can understand how to create a user and how to how to create a login in SQL Server, and how to grant a permission for that particular login. Okay, where to go? There is a, I believe so, component, computer management. Can you see computer management? Open it. Just open it. How to create a user? If you want, then only I'll teach it. If you don't want, if you know already, then I will skip this point. How to create user in Windows? Do you know? I don't know whether people are listening to me or not. Okay, anyways, it's my responsibility to show you. Create new user. Username is called as Giri Khan Raja Rajesh underscore login. Okay, this is the username, and you need to provide the password. I'll provide the password. Okay, password never expires. So these are all the password rules and policies. I created login now. So now, where is that? Where is that? Yeah, here. Giri, Khan, Rajesh, Raja, and Rajesh. Login is there. Now you have to add this into admin group. Whatever the user you are creating, they should be having specialized permission. There is a group is called as. Click on it, add that particular login here. GK, just search. No need to type full name, just search GK, search here. Locations, on underscore login. Oh, కొత్త Super. Okay, you go na panlo nanko malasto. Can you see GKRR underscore login? Click on OK. Click on apply. Click on OK. Now this particular group is a part of admin. He can do everything. So now I'm going to create his login. Just so right click on your SSMS. Let me go back to my SSMS. Right click on it, create new login. Can you see? Okay. Click on search button. Search GKRR underscore login. Check names. It will display whatever the relevant to this login. Can you see? With the server name, if you have any domain, with the domain name, it will display. Click on login. So it is a Windows login. That is why you can able to search it. Now try to search which does not have in Windows. Testing underscore login. It does not there in Windows. This login is not available. This login is not available in Windows machine. So click on it. You cannot able to find that login. It is clearly saying that please select it, type and locations which are accurate and which are available in Windows machine. That is the only possible. I hope you got the difference. If you go with SQL authentication, then you can provide any. That I'll teach you later. So now here there is one certificate. In every company they will be having SSL or TLS or CA certificate. That's how they are maintaining. Nobody can hack it. Nobody can access it. Every project will be having their own certificates. You can click on this and you can upload your certification here, project certification. If you have any asymmetric keys that your company will provide it to you that. So this is the key. I already have it in my project, in my company. So you can upload it and you can enable that option. Now, if you want to map these credentials, these login credentials with any other login, so here you go. You can click on it. By default, master will be default login ID is a master. Okay. If you want it, you can change it later also, no problem. By default, you want to log into some other database, non-browser enterprise database, you can click it. But make sure best practice is always is the master is the best one. Okay, master knows all the databases, right? So password I don't need to provide manually. When I'm creating login in SQL Server, Windows login only, I don't need to provide password. By default, back behind, SQL Server will sync up with Windows machine. Okay, if it is not making sense, please let me know. Now there are roles. I'll explain these roles just a minute, just some 2-3 minutes. Now let me create it. I'm not granting any permission. By default is a public. By default role is a public role. It's granted. Now let me click on. Now I created it. The login is created. Where is that login ID? GKRR. Just a refresh. Where is that login? Did I miss anywhere? Yeah, here it is. First one is laptop and then slash my server login name is. Here it is. Okay. Now just try to log in with that ID. So you just go and click on SSMS. So here, just right click on the shift, right click on the, open, click on the shift and right click on your mouse. Run as different user. Can you see that option? Run as different user. So GKRR/login. Password you need to provide. Click on it. Now SSMS, second SSMS, it will open. So this is primary SSMS. I will minimize this. I'll minimize this. I'll minimize this. Everything I'll minimize. So finally I'll go on. Second SSMS needs to open. Just a minute. SSMS is opening. Can you see? SSMS is opening. Just wait for 2 minutes. Yeah. Now you can able to connect with your GKRR underscore login. Login roles are different. User roles are different. Guys, can you hear me? Rajesh?
Yes, Giri.
Yeah, fine, fine.
Yes, Giri.
Khan and Raja both are,
Yes.
yeah, fine. So there are two windows are opened. So SSMS two windows SSMS are open. First one is I logged in with my credentials. You can see it's admin credentials. So I created another login that is called as GKRR. Can you see GKRR Windows login? For Windows login, we don't need to provide password in SSMS. By default, the password when you are providing while logging into Windows, by default it will capture. By default it will capture. Capture means it will think and you are connecting as a Windows login, so it will resync with the Windows password. Okay. Now see, this login he logged in, and he able to see SQL service here, GKRR login. I did not grant any permission for him. I did not grant any permission for him. He can see all the database names, but can he open any database? Can he open any database here? What is error? Database backup is not accessible. It's not accessible. So nothing you cannot perform. Even you cannot write SQL select query also you cannot perform. Okay. Because I did not grant anything for him. See the error message what we are getting. Unable to access because there is no permission. So if you want to provide any permission, there are login role is there. Go to my primary, expand that particular login, expand that particular login. There is a GKRR. Okay. Right click on this login, go to the properties. Now there are server roles. Okay. I'll give you the short definition for these roles. So first one is bulk admin. Okay, first I'll go with sysadmin. This is the most important. Sysadmin means he's a DBA guy. He can do everything. He can do everything. Okay, like the login is a member of this particular role. He can do anything within the SQL server. All the security contents, whether he can uninstalling, whether he can installing, whether creating databases, whether creating dropping databases, stopping agent service, everything he can perform. Sysadmin is the most powerful role. This is only for admin guys. Okay, whoever is you for whoever you are assigning, please be very careful. You have to control it as a database admin guy. Don't assign this sysadmin. Okay. Next I will go with if you want to see the role member, you can search in by using T-SQL command. I'll give you another one. Next important one is bulk admin. Bulk admin he is a part of mainly ability to carry out bulk inserts. Bulk admin, bulk data inserts. He can do bulk admins either insert or bulk admin or mainly for ETL performance to perform any ETL data, extracting, transforming, loading. ETL is a different technology. For them, you need to use this bulk admin. Okay. Next one is DB creator. The name itself is suggestive. DB creator means this role, whoever you are granting for that login, he can able to create a database. Okay, but he is not a part of sysadmin. DB creator means he is a mainly he can create a databases. It's very simple. The name itself give you the definition. Disk admin. Disk admin mainly is like this roles allows backup devices. You can configure backup devices, right? You can also do main thing is when the disk is out, you can bring it online. When disk is corrupted, you can replace the disk. You can change the disk in SQL Server also. Mainly for disk related admin, he can do this login particular. If you assign this role, they can perform disk related work. Okay. Next one is process admin. This is mainly for more. There is no much capability for this process admin. He can basically disconnect folks from the SQL server. For any one user is connected to SQL server, you can kill that transaction. That's it. Process admin means it's not much benefits, only best very less roles. That's it. For example, any connectivity or disconnecting users, only that they can do. Another one is security admin. Security admin is similar kind of granting, revoking, enabling. disabling, determining what is going on, who is logging in. These are all things will be done in security group. Okay. Next one is server admin. Guys, one more thing I would like to tell you. This is good role. Security admin is good role for junior admins, junior DBAs. This is one of the good role for the junior DBA guys. Whenever you can assign this role for junior DBA guy. If you treat it as a senior DBA guy, if you are selected as SME, subject matter expert, now if you have any other guy who is junior for you, then you can assign this role, security role for that junior guy. Okay, make sense? Next, the last one is setup. Setup role is mainly for installing SQL Server and installing linked servers and installing Azure service, installing extra features of SQL Server. These are all will be done by setup admin. So above all 8 roles is mixed with the final one that is called as sysadmin role. Sysadmin means he can perform anything. If you assign sysadmin, you don't need to assign remaining. One more beauty is, inter question is, hey, can I able to uncheck this public and I can create it? You cannot uncheck it, you cannot check it. Default one is public. Okay. For now, I'm going to give him only DB creator. Okay, for this GKR, I'm going to only create DB creator. I assign DB key creator for him. Now he can create it. Go to this particular another SSMS with that particular login ID. Can you see GKR login ID? Now let him ask to use this command. Whether he will get the answer or not. Can you see? He cannot able to view it. I did not give him. Only what he can do is he create a database. Only he can create a database. Database test login policy. The database name is test login policy. Now he can create a database. See, it will work. I know. Database is created. Refresh here. Test login policy database is created. Now can he able to drop this database? He only created, right? Can he able to drop database? Does it will pass? Can you see the database is there? Again, I'll create the same database. Now let me see whether he can able to create a table or not. Okay, use. Guys, did you understand what is DB creator? I like
Yes.
you. Yeah, I like you 3 people, man. You are not asking much questions. You are making me a little bit faster. No problem. Okay. Now let's see. Now he can able to create any maintenance plan? Can I see? Can I see maintenance plan? See, can he able to create maintenance plan? By the way, where is that maintenance plan? Can you see? The maintenance plan itself not available here. Where is agent service? Can he able to create a job? Because I did not grant any permission for him. I did not grant any permission. Only one permission is called as database creation. That's it. Only the one thing he can do is database creation. Remaining and all he cannot able to do. Now go back to my login. Right click on this particular login. Now there is a GKR. Okay, right click on this fold properties. Go here. Now go and click on server admin. Click on server admin. Click on OK. Now go back to the particular login ID, GKRR login ID. Now refresh this server. Refresh this server. Can you see management is there? Still you will not get it. Still you didn't get it. Now again go back here. Made him as a sysadmin. Made him as a sysadmin. You can able to see everything. Now go back here. Refresh your screen. See now, agent is came back. Go back to maintenance plan. Maintenance plans have came back. Everything. Previously there is one maintenance. Even he can drop this maintenance plan also. Everything he can do. Because I assigned him, I granted him sysadmin role. Guys, are you getting the point? I granted him sysadmin role here. Can you see? Right click on that particular login, go to the properties, go to the server roles, uncheck sysadmin role. Click on OK. Go back to that particular login SSMS, go here, refresh. See, SQL Server isn't gone, management, everything is gone. Did you figure it out the difference between each role? Okay, if you're not responding, I'll think that you know that very well. Now, user, login I'm done, user. Users are always is a part of database, I told you in the pane. So login I created, I granted him permissions. I'll make a note here. What are the steps I have created? Okay, steps for today. Created login, okay, granted DB creator role permission. I can make it as permission. The next step is you can drop also, no problem. You can drop the login. That's why easily you can do it because sysadmin always will be having sysadmin roles, no problem at all. Now after that, what I have done is I figured what we can do with DB creator role, DB underscore creator role. Next fourth point is again I change the permissions, that is called as change the permissions as sysadmin. So yes, admin. These are all the steps I have done today. So you can also do it in your own in your local on-premises server. Okay. Now let's move on to the role user. Okay. Before user, guys, please make sure I'll create one user in any one database in Khan Raja Enterprise Express. Go to okay, sorry. So go to this particular database, any database, expand this. After expanding, there are a lot of folders: table, views, synonyms, programmability, service broker, storage, security. These folders are available under database. Expand the last one is called as security. If you expand the security folder, first one is called as user. Right click on this, create a new user. Okay. Now here you need to notice one thing. Always, if you blindly create user without, where is the page? Okay. If you create any user, the username is called as gk rr underscore user. Okay. So if you create any user with this, it needs to attach it to login. The user need to attach it to with the login ID. Please make a note. If it is attached to any login, then it is called as healthy user. If it is not attached to any login, then we can call it as orphan user. Please make a notebook please make a note in your book or a notepad, wherever you like. So I created one user. I'm going to create it now. That user name should be, can you see there is an user types is here. SQL user with the login ID, SQL server without login ID. This login ID, you cannot do anything. It's like orphan user. If you're not integrated with the login, you cannot able to log into your SQL server. You cannot able to access your database server. Even you cannot able to access database also. This is called as orphan user. If you have any Windows user, you can create it, no problem. If you have SQL server with the login ID, this is the way. GKRR underscore user. This is the username. Login name you need to provide it here. So you can search here, browse. Which login ID is already here, it is available, it will show it here. This is my login ID. If you click on search button here, if you click on this button, it will navigate this screen. You just type here GKRR underscore login. Okay, just browse. You can select it, whatever you want it. GKRR login. Okay. Okay, login is created and you can attach it to, can you see? This is the user, this is the login. Default schema is DBO. If you're not selecting also, no problem. These are all the schemas. Schemas I'll discuss with you later on. This is not required for us, but it is mainly for, Mainly schema is different. Schema is a DBA as the schema. Now can you see these are all the database roles, user roles, database user roles. Previously we discussed sysadmin, setup admin. Those are all login roles, login roles. But here I'm going to discuss with you database roles. Database roles are different, login roles are different. If you're getting confused, please let me know. If not, I'll explain this. Think of it. Because here first one is access DB. These are all the database roles. So normally this is not the high priority. High priority one is a DB owner. I'll select this. DB owner means he can do everything in the database. Whether he can create a schema, whether he can delete it, he can also back up. DB owner means he is the owner for that. If you don't want, he can delete also. These are all the database roles. He can grant permission for that particular database. He can allow any other connections to that particular database. Whoever has this DBA role. Make sense? It is similar kind of server role the member with the DB owner. Okay. Next one is security admin. This is the second most priority. So security admin is mainly for without with the exception of DB owner. Security is like DB security admin role can mainly membership of permissions, membership of permissions on particular articles or particular objects. Objects means tables, schemas, views, stored procedures, those are all objects. Okay, security group is like only he can control the permissions. Next one is access admin. Access admin name itself it suggests you. The name itself it is saying the answer to you. Whether you want to access any DB security admin, whether you want to access any other database, whether you want to access any other SQL Server database, those are all will be done by using this guy, this role, whoever you are going to assign for login. Okay, guys, these are all little difficult. I know, I can understand. I'll create a document for these roles and I'll give you today evening so that you can learn from that document also. Because for now, whatever I'm explaining, just try to understand that's it. Don't by heart it. Next one is backup operator. If you assign this role for that particular user, they can do the backups. Only they can do backups. They cannot do anything else. Is it making sense, guys?
Question here.
Yes, please.
Yes.
So how we can add AD user here?
What is that?
AD user, Active Directory user.
You want Active Directory user?
Yeah.
Okay, good question. So, okay, I'll finish this and I'll tell you the answer later. Huh? Maybe some 3 to 4 minutes. Because I'm
Okay.
in the middle of this work, right? Let me finish this work. Okay. That is because I need to close this and I need to go there another screen. So that is why. I'll answer it to you after 2 to 5 minutes. Okay. So next one is maximize this screen. Backup operator, you know, right? So I covered this access. I covered security admin, DB owner. I covered backup operator. I covered. Next one is data reader. Now data reader is means you are granting a permission for one user. Only they need to read. That's it. They can only read it. They cannot perform any other activity. They can only perform reading is possible. They cannot do anything else. Only reading is possible. Now other one is data writer. If you select this role, they cannot able to read it. They can only write it. Write means either inserting data. That's it. Alter also it will work. Schema level you cannot, but only table level you can. Table level alter you can. That is writer. Next DDL admin. DDL means you guys know already. Data definition language. Those are the powerful role for database DDL admin. So they can perform either insert, update, alter. They can do those kind of queries if you assign this role for that particular user. Next one is any data reader. This role, if you assign, they cannot able to read the data. You are denying the permission for him. The next one is data writer. Data writer means the definition itself you can understand, right? So data reader means select query will not work. Data writer means insert update will not work. Okay, insert update, delete also. Okay, next can I go to another?
Yeah,
These are
Giri.
the 8 roles. These are the 8 roles you can assign. The remaining are default schemas. Everything is default schema only, but only most probably any data writer or reader, these are all the permissions only we need to do. Let me come back again. I'll only give data writer for that particular user. Can you see? Data reader, I'm clicking on it, I'm not giving any access to him. Only data reader, click on it. So I'm creating one user. Go to owner schema. Here you can provide data reader that I already selected. Now click on OK. Now I given grant permission only reader. Okay, this is the login. Now go here, expand any database. 1 minute. Now data reader we given, but did we selected any particular database? In which database I created user? See, Khan Raja, right? So in Khan Raja Enterprise database, I created user. You can see that. Refresh. Can you see my user here? He can only read particular database. He cannot able to read any other database. You can go here and see. He cannot able to read any other database. I'll click everything. I'll show it to you. You will get error. Read that whatever the error is. Database question is not acceptable. You cannot. But go and expand that database. Where is the database? Khan Raja. Yeah. See, he can able to read, but others you cannot able to read because I granted a permission only read permission for this particular database. Now just check whether that table is there or not. I don't think tables are not there. Okay. Now go here. This is my primary. This is my primary. I'm the admin guy. So expand my database. Go to that particular database. Go to the particular login. Sorry, user. Now again right click on that user. Go to the properties. Now schemas. Data reader I given. Now click on DB owner. Previously he is only data reader. Now I'm clicking on data owner. Click on it. Now go and refresh that particular database. Refresh. Okay. Now see everything you can perform. Even you can delete also. You can see everything. Previously nothing can be possible. Now you, because I assigned database owner, you can right click on the properties and you can see who is the owner for this database. Can you see who is the owner for this database? Khan Raja is the owner. If you want to delete this database, first what you need to do is, what it needs to do is you need to change that owner. Okay guys, now I think I still remember Khan asked me one question long ago. How can I provide permission for each table? Khan, do you remember that question? Khan, are you there?
Permission.
Yeah, well, long, I think initially in the first class or second class, you asked one question. The question is, hey, in SQL Server, can we provide permission for specific objects? Either you are,
Not me.
someone asked me. Either I think Raja or you, someone asked me. I'm pretty sure someone asked me. In the demo class, I think. I think someone
Sorry.
asked. But anyways, no problem. Whoever someone asked, I'm pretty sure. So click on that particular, this is my login ID. I'm the DBA guy. So to whom they'll ask you, they'll create everything is through the ticket. Who your DBA or your application team or your manager will create a ticket. They'll assign the ticket to you. Hey, DBA guy, please go ahead and provide read permission only for this particular table for particular user. They'll create very clearly. Database name they will give you. Database server name they will give it to you. Login name they will give it to you. User also they will give it to you. Okay. Now right click on this user. Okay, right click on this user. Go to the properties. Go to the securables. Can you see? First, so far we saw general, I told you, owner schemas, I told you all this. Now membership, these are the membership roles we discussed. Securables. Okay, go and search here. What permission you want to provide, whether table or store procedure or anything else. Okay, you can, okay, just a minute. I'll create one more user in Adventure Works. Same user I'll create it here. GKRR. And like this, you can create. Another thing is just expand your security. Go to login. Go to this particular login. Go to the properties. Here you can select the database. Here you can select the database. Can you see user mapping? User mapping is there. It is loading. Just a minute. Can you see? So far, this particular login ID is only responsible for one database. Okay. Now I can give that Adventure Works. Our Adventure Works database is here. I can give access to this. Okay. Now I'm giving only data reader for him. Data reader for him. Or okay, let it be DB owner. DB owner I given for him. Click on OK. Now go and expand your particular Adventure Works database. Go and expand your database here. Okay. Now select on the security. That users will create it here. Okay. Can you see that user here? Now I want to assign specific permission for specific object. Right click on it. Go to the properties. Go to the securables. Search here. There is an option called as search. Now all object types. You can click on this object types. It will display all the objects, whether tables, schemas. Can you see? If you click on tables, it will display what are all the tables there. If you click on stored procedures, it will display what are all the stored procedures here. It will display later on. I'm going to click on the views also. Now click OK. Now wait for 1 minute, not 1 minute, 30 seconds. Okay, I selected only, I'm going to maximize this screen. I selected only tables, stored procedures and views. Others we cannot able to see here. Okay, in table also, only for one specific table, this table, select there. What you need to provide, scroll little up. Okay, you can visible, right? So what you can provide for this particular table? What do you want to do with this particular table? So this is the table. You can see permissions for this. DBO is the schema. This is the table name. AW build version is the table name. What do you want it to do? You want to provide him alter permission, or you want to provide him insert permission, or you want to provide any some select permission, or you want to provide any update permission for him. You have to select it here. If you want any update permission, you can select. There is a any option here, right? Can you see? Again, not only table level, even column level also you can provide. I'll show you. Insert, I am going to only select, I'm going to give it. Okay, alt trans, I don't want it. Now select, right? Can you see column permission also available here? Click on it. These are the columns are available in this particular table. Only one column, only two columns I'm going to give permission for him. One is database version column, other one is modified column. Click on it. Click on it. Guys, again I'll refresh. I just created one user here. I granted permission on this particular database. I did not provide full permission. Only one table permission I given him. In one table also not all the columns. Only two columns he can read. Let me go and expand here. Refresh. Refresh the server name. This is the GKR login. Expand the database. Go here. Go here. See, you can see all the tables, right? You can see all the table names here. But right click on any another table and read the data. I think, did you assign any other permission? Oh, sorry, let me go on check. Sorry, I think I assigned DB owner. That way he can able to read all this. No. No. Oh yeah, DB owner. That is the problem. Okay. Remove DB owner. Under the securables, we given only select. Under that, we selected only two columns. Okay. Close it. Okay. Now he cannot able to read all the. Just again refresh. Owner means he can do everything. Expand this. Expand this. See, only one table he can do. Even in this table also, do you think all he can read? All the columns he cannot read. Can you see what is the permission was denied on this particular column? You just do one thing, remove these two columns, not this column, I think above column. Okay, remove these two columns, make it as command. Now execute it. Now two columns I removed it. I'll directly go ahead and I'll remove. Okay, from now only two columns only I granted permission. I did not give full permission for him, for that particular user. Or not. Okay. Okay. So just what I'm going to do is I'm not going to provide any star from. Select star from that particular table. Okay, it will work now. So other columns too are disabled. Only two columns you can provide. One is let me check which column I granted permission for him. Expand this database. And where is the called as user? So this is my login. Don't get confused. My login. This is go to securables. Under this, check which columns I provided. Grant permission. Database version and modified date he can see. Okay. Let me see database version and modified date. Database version, comma, other one is modified date from this particular database. Okay. Now database version, there is no, this is the problem. Okay, I'll remove this column because it is there, space is there. Okay, let me see. Now he can able to see one column. He cannot able to see another column. That is called as database version. Database version he cannot able to see. Again, I'm going to change it to another table. Go to my, this is my in. Just right click on it. Go to the properties. Go to the securables. Go to the search. Click on it. Object types. Now look at the store procedure. Click OK. Okay. What I have done. Okay, click on it. Specific permission. Store procedures. Okay, these are all the store procedure. Now again, one store procedure that is called as print error. USP print error store procedure. This is the store procedure. Now just see, he can only execute it. He cannot able to modify it. I only given grant execution permission for one store procedure. I granted execution permission for one store procedure. Okay, click on OK. Now he can only execute one store procedure. Just refresh it. In that one, this is the only USP. Now he can execute this store procedure. He can execute on it. No problem. It will work. He executed. Can he able to alter the store procedure? Can he able to alter the store procedure? Guys, are you understanding what I'm trying to say? Or not?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So these are all little tricky. You have to practice until you will get it. Okay. Go here. Now refresh. This is the store procedure. Oh, sorry, this is the database. Now I granted only one permission for him. One store procedure only. See, the store procedure also, he can only execute it. He cannot able to modify it. Can you see modify option is disabled? He can execute it because I granted him only execution permission. It is executed. Store procedure is executed. He can able to modify it? No, because I did not grant him permission. Even altering also it's not possible. See, permission is denied. This is how we need to provide permissions in our real-time project. Okay. Okay, guys. From my side, one thing: login roles and responsibilities, user roles and responsibilities. I'll share it to you people. I'll create one document. I'll share it later. Maybe today or tomorrow. Okay. Khan, Raja, Rajesh.
All good.
This is about how to create a login. I have done a lot of steps today. How how to create a login, how you will assign that login to particular user. Okay, that particular user is belongs to particular database. The user is the database level, login is the server level.
I agree. Actually, I have one question.
Yeah. You please go ahead.
If any user asking, I want a write access or DB owner access, we need any confirmation mail or any approval.
Yes, so without that you are not authorized to create it. The approvals also is from your manager.
Okay.
Either is from your manager or your team lead. Because if you grant some permission, if you they have done something wrong, during auditing you will get fired. During auditing, there will be vulnerability check. That is called as vulnerability check.
We need to take all the permissions for only some DB writer or DB reader.
No, that's actually mainly for if you're become as a DBA guy, then you need sysadmin permission. You need a sysadmin permission. Even Windows machine also you require admin. Windows admin, you are the part of Windows admin, you are the part of SQL Server sysadmin. Then that is for DBA. If someone is asking you to create when anyone role, anyone login, then yes, you need to know very clear information. So they need to ask. They will ask you only provide reader access. So they'll provide. They don't know what are all the objects. So manager don't know what are all the objects. What manager will say? Hey Rajesh or hey Raja, hey MK, just go ahead and create one user and provide reader access. That's it. But written question, it should go from your mouth. What is that written question? Which objects I need to provide him reader access? Which database or which objects?
Okay.
Which database means he will provide which database you need to provide reader access. And also there should be a business justification message. Business justification message should be. Without that message, there should be a valid reason. Without that valid reason only you will create it. Without that you are not supposed to create it.
Okay.
That is your control. Because DBA guy can do everything is controlled. Everything is in our hand. That is why DBA is the more priority in the project. So every developer will give you a lot of treats, lot of parties to you. Because they need to keep it in your hand, right? Their hand, right? If any guy is angry
Yeah,
and against you, you can do whatever you want it. You can take a revenge.
I agree. One question that AD related one.
Yeah. You asked something previously, right? What is it?
Yeah, so can we integrate the AD user
Yeah, that we can do, no problem.
MSSQL?
Yeah, we can do that. You just just this is my ID. Just right click on it. Just log in. This is how you can do. You can create it, no problem. That AD username you need to provide it here. So in your real-time project, you can see AD option here. You'll get an
No.
AD.
So this AD user will be able to reach the machine, but for the database.
If you create it, yes, you can able to reach this machine. But that AD user should be available in this Windows machine. That AD user should be available in this Windows machine under this folder. If you have AD user here, then only you can able to create into SQL Server. If you don't have any user here, then there is
These are
nothing.
the local, right? These are the local users. I'm
Yeah.
talking about the user.
Do you know what is the difference between local user and AD user? What do you mean by AD user? AD user means he can do everything, man. AD means he can
Hmm?
destroy server, he can delete everything. AD means it's a super user. We are admin user. AD means he's a super user. Under him only we are. Do you know that? Under
Yeah, I'm
AD only
Active
sysadmin.
Directory user.
Yes, Active Directory is a super user. He has full fledged permission that it will not be displayed here. But they can do everything. They can do everything. But DBA guy
How it
has to. What is it?
the AD user can be anybody, right? It could be me or you or any developer or DBA, whatever.
Yeah.
How it can be a super user.
No, but sir, AD full form do you know, sir? If you know, then tell me. If you don't know, then I will explain this. AD means Active Directory user, that is similar kind of super user. If he has full-fledged permission on this Windows machine, you can create it. If they are not organized, if they are not enabled to log into this Windows machine, you cannot create it. But normal official default meaning is AD user means AD login means Active Directory login is a super login. In every project, only 1 or 2%. That's it. No, never ever project. Never ever project developer will be a part of Active Directory. Never ever. Because super users only 2% or 3%. 10% also will be. But super user means AD level user. AD level login. AD level login. If you are familiar with that, you will get to know. If you are not familiar with Active Directory, it is little tricky to understand. If you are
We
familiar with
always
Active,
use AD user when we work in organization.
so if you are, one thing I will tell you, the simple answer is, if they are able to log in, if they are able to log into this Windows machine, yes, you can create SQL Server login. Very simple.
Yeah, so I'm telling that we will be able to reach this machine with the AD user, like, but how
Reach
it will be?
means they are able to log in. Do you mean to that is right?
Okay, you can say, yeah, we are able to log in, yeah,
Yes.
on the machine.
Yes.
Now I want to access
Yeah. Tell
one
me.
of the data.
Yeah. So just right click on it. You just provide domain slash that username. Automatically it will take, because your server should be that particular domain. Your server should be a part of that particular domain. Then only that will work. If your server is not a particular domain, then you cannot able to add AD user under this mission. The server needs to be that domain. Got it? The server needs to be in that domain.
Yeah, of course that will be.
Yeah, then you can add it. Normal the process. Just right click on it, go here, login and create. And domain name will be there, right? Slash login. Oh, sorry. Domain slash login name. Okay, AD login. AD underscore login. It will work. Definitely it will work. You don't need to provide the password manually. Because if he is a part of domain, then he is a part of member of this particular server. So you don't need to provide the password. That is what we have to do in real-time projects. So someone will create one user in Windows level, in the Active Directory level. They will ask us to create user here. Normally they will never ask us to create user. They'll give us groups, either admin group, either reader group, either writer group, L1 level, L2 level, L3 level, L4 level. Those groups they will give it to us. Who? Windows level team, they will give it to us.
Yeah, exactly.
So one more thing. So far we discussed about Windows. Now SQL. So now SQL can be any name. It is not a part of domain. It can be any name. So SQL login, SQL underscore login underscore. What is that name? Yeah, Giri Khan Rajesh Raja. Okay, Raja Rajesh. This is my login. Now password, whatever you want, you can provide. No problem. Now same password policy. Even for Windows also, in Active Directory, you will be having one policy for every company. What is that policy? Policy is like one special character. Minimum characters are, the password length should be 6 characters. One special character, one capital letter. Password will be expired after 90 days. These are all the policy of every company. So maybe it depends on different companies. In my project, every 30 days, password will be expired. In some other projects, they are using tokens, OTP tokens. I hope you know what are those. OTP message, I mean, one device will be always with you. You need to carry that device. Whenever you want to log in, you need to enter that OTP. Every company will be having their own policy. That's and all. You need to, if you have any policy, you need to map. So, and again, same server roles, same thing. So everything is same. Everything is same to same. Okay. I given permission for him. Now expand it here. Expand it here. Where is that SQL login? Yeah, here is this. This is the called as SQL login. Okay. Now click here connection button. Now when you're connecting it, just drop down, click on the SQL authentication. Provide that login. Now provide the password whatever you given. Okay. Remove these brackets. Can you tell me what is error here? Oh, sorry, I told you. Remove these brackets. It will work. You know, I connected with SQL login. Now click on new query window. See now SQL underscore login underscore Giri. Sorry, Giri Khan Raja Rajesh GKRR. Okay, this is called as Windows login. My laptop slash admin is a Windows login. This one is called it as SQL login. SQL login means they'll not be having any connectivity connection to this Windows machine. They can only log in outside of this Windows machine. Outside means SSMS they installed in their local machine. By using SSMS, they can provide server name and they can provide their credentials and they can able to log in. That is called as SQL authentication. SQL authentication logins is not a part of Windows machine. They're outside. Understand, right? So for everything is in Windows machine. See, this is Windows machine. So this is Windows mission. This one is so login is also part of Windows. So far we discussed, but now what I'm gonna tell you is this login is outside. This particular login is came out. That is called as SQL authentication. AD user means super user. Please keep it in mind. But in AD level, if any some other guy only they have read access, they cannot able to log into SQL server. If they are a part of this Windows mission, they can able to create login here. Again, it's there is no specific meaning for that. Specific definition is not there based on the scenario, based on the how what kind of access you have it in AD level. If you are a super user in AD level, then you can able to log into your Windows machine. It's the part of domain. That is one answer. You have only you are the AD user, but you have only specific Windows permissions you have. Only for few servers, not for all the servers. That time it's difficult for you to log into Windows SQL server. So again, depends on scenario. If you tell me the exact scenario, then I can answer you. Guys, I'm done. I'm going to end up the meeting. If you have any questions, please ask me.
Thank you.
This all learning is completely based on the questions. If you ask me more questions, you will get more knowledge. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I forgot about it. Okay, no problem. Okay, I uploaded yesterday's video. I'm going to upload today's video also after this call ends. If you have any questions, you can WhatsApp me anytime. Anytime. There is no issues at all. Okay, you can WhatsApp me, no problem.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
You
Thanks,
can
I
ask
think,
me. You can ask me. So one more class is for basic level is there. Not now. Maybe next weekend. So after that, I'll. Okay. I'm uploading today's and yesterday's videos. You can start watching them and you can start downloading them later. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. See you then. Bye bye. Take care. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, bye.
Rajesh, are you there? Rajesh.